What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is another episode, No Pad, No Pencil. Hazel here.
Omari Jordan.
T. Wise.
Okay. Hey, I want to ask you this question that I got off that I asked you earlier on the page. The Baltimore Ravens lost 10 football games in the last 2 minutes of a football game.
Okay.
Who was that more?
Man, that's a dicey situation because that it falls. You got to put 50-50 on the players and the coaches, man. But in this reality, they're gonna come down on the coaches. You know what I'm saying? But looking at it, if you're a fan from a fan standpoint, if you're somebody that follow the game and love the game, you have to hold both the players and the coaches, the whole organization's feet to the fire, because the coaches call the plays, but the players got to execute. When you trick off, you know what I'm saying, leads late in the game at 10 straight, you said 10 straight?
10 straight losses.
10 straight losses to where you done tricked off leads.
Between last year and this year. They lost 6 last year, 4 this year. All double-digit or 9-point leads under 2 minutes of a football game.
Yeah, when you trick off leads late in the game, that comes down to execution. You know, you got to put teams away, man. And the reason why I will hold also management feet to the fire is because, and not scapegoating Lamar Jackson, but if you will put some playmakers on that roster, you know, those playmakers can make those plays to put those teams away to secure the lead and secure that win. But that is just showing you that Lamar Jackson is a human being. As much as he's the Madden cheat code created player that he is, you know, he's still a human being, man.
Now check this out. Last year was a different team. Last year had last year personnel, but this team got new personnel. So it got to be coached at certain. It has to be.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's everybody's. You know, you got to hold everybody's feet to the fire because coaches, you know, has to manage the game late in them situations to where it comes down on management too. Okay, you can't mismanage, you know, because as you get down to the last 5 minutes of the game in the fourth quarter, management is key too. I mean, management is just as well as execution. It's just as well as having personnel and everything. So if you mismanage a game and you trick it off, that falls on management too. And in this reality, the coach is going, you know, they're going to be the first to go.
So you're saying his word got old in the locker room. 15 years here in one place. So it's a disconnect somewhere, and it got to start with the coach. Because ain't no way I know this shit started this year.
It's a coach. They just, and I just think right now they're in need of a culture change. You know, because like I said, like I told you that one time, obviously a message is not being resonated. It's not getting through to these guys. Maybe these guys just like, man, you know what? I ain't trying to hear shit he got to say anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be for real. When you lose games like that, tricking off leads, man, let me tell you something. Those Monday morning, because when you win games and when you winning game back to back to back, let's just say if you win 1 or 2 games early in the season, well, you come in that Monday and you watch the film and you just lollygagging around, guys eating pizza, the organization got food laid out. You just going in there loosey-goosey, watching a recap of Sunday's game. Ain't none of the coaches in there because the coaches having a coaches meeting preparing for the upcoming opponent. Or if you win those games, stringing them on back to back, that's when the coach say, see you Wednesday. You ain't even got to show up to the facility until Wednesday. That's why players so fucking happy. But when you lose games and games like that, see, this is when you got to drag your ass in there on Monday. The coaches now the coaches are watching the film with you on what happened yesterday. And it's just like, you like Dope Boy and Boys in the Hood. See, now I got to hear this shit, you know?
Hey, because shit got real. Lamar Jackson got so frustrated after the loss yesterday. Last Sunday, he went on Twitter and cussed the fan out. Told the little young boy, eat a dick. You know?
Well, because you got to understand, it's like the quarterback, middle linebacker, and the strong safety, maybe the center. See, those guys are like coaches on the field, okay? And you got to think that preparation going into that week, you know what I'm saying? That's why when you see them coaches in the press conference, they just be, and them quarterbacks, they just be looking like, oh my God, Because they spent hours preparing, like, oh, we got him. This is it. All we have to do is this, and we cannot lose. And they done watched all the film. They done made, if it goes this way, they got the adjustment set in place. So it's like when you lose a game like that, it's like because you done put so much into it, you drain, and then it's just like you don't want to hear them. You don't like the fans. They got every right to voice their opinion. And Lamar, he got to eat that one. Like, dude, you can't flip out on the fan because now they got access to you. You're on Twitter with you. You can't tell them to eat a dick like that.
But the boy got so much pressure. That loss to Jacksonville last week, everything that was wrong in the Ravens organization came here. He had 6 straight incomplete passes or drops from his wide receiver core. The man playing with the worst wide receiver core in the NFL, and he's expecting to get $200 and $300 million. But how can you win with the worst wide receiver in the NFL? What wide receiver core in the NFL?
Hey, can I interject? It all goes back to say what O says. Players and the organization. I blame the organization. You trade away Hollywood Brown. You trade away. You get away his playmakers. You can't hold leads in the fourth quarter. That's why you can't hold leads.
Facts.
That's an organization problem. That's your general manager. That's Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
And you're not a Raven fan. You're a Detroit
and I'm not a Raven fan. Hey, I've been seeing it for years with my Detroit Lions.
I mean, that's about as logical as you know what I'm saying of an answer. No, that's 100% dead on. Like you didn't trade. You got
6 complete passes in a game. That shit don't make 6 drops.
Let me give you an example. Tay, I'm about to give you an example. Let me lose my bum ass Detroit Lions for example. Oh, can you follow me, big dog?
I'm following you, baby.
We gave away Darius Slay. One of the best top 3 to 5 corners in the league because he couldn't get along with our last coaching regime, Matt Patricia.
Mm-hmm.
We still supposed to be having Darius Slay right now. This supposed to be his last year under his contract with the Detroit Lions.
Damn, that's so unfortunate. That's unfortunate because
and look what he's doing in Philly. We could use Darius Slay right now because our secondary is horrible.
I remember what O said. Franchise quarterbacks supposed to stay before the coach. But this organization chose to coach over Lamar because the coach got paid before Lamar. I never seen this in the NFL. So that's a bad look, like because because it's like you looking at it like this, man. It's like Lamar Jackson is a once. I don't think we're gonna see a player like that at that position for a long time. He's a hybrid, man.
That's once in a generation.
That's in life, dog. And I'm gonna tell you something about Lamar. That goes to show you what about the organization and the coaches. They really don't believe in them. If it's taking this long for them to want to pay him, they really don't believe in his skill set.
We are having the same conversation this year as last year when I named the video is Lamar's skill set exposing the Raven franchise organization. Everybody's been exposed. But the coaching and the front and the GM is getting the pass because everybody blaming Lamar. I just don't get it.
Well, but see, here's the dicey situation though. Here's where it gets dicey, and this is why I believe he's gonna get that money, right?
Oh, he gonna get it
because let's just say if Lamar just say bump this, I'm out. Any quarterback that's either drafted or considering Baltimore as free agency, they're gonna be like. Nah, because we seen how you did Lamar Jackson. And I'm no exception to the rule, okay? And guess what? If you mess around and let this kid walk away, future draftee quarterback's going to be pulling Eli Manning and John Elways on draft day.
And that's
I'm going to tell you something else too, Tay. If they let Lamar Jackson walk, guess who's gonna be knocking on his door? Sheila Ford Hemp will be knocking on his door, ready to throw him that money.
Oh yeah.
Because Detroit Lions, the Lions got everything. They got the line, they got the receivers, and they got running backs. Only thing they got to fix really on our team is our defense.
And I'm just telling you, man, like, it's so hard, man. Like, if you mess up, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I don't believe they're going to let him walk, because you got to understand something, man. Hit or miss. Franchise quarterbacks are hit or miss. If you miss, okay, on drafting a franchise quarterback, that sets your franchise back almost a decade. Okay?
Yep, 10 years.
But if you hit, man, you straight for at least a decade and a half, possibly 2 decades.
But this is why I say Lamar Jackson's also in the best predicament to negotiate. Remember we talked before, I said he shouldn't sign a long-term deal. 3 years with a 4th option and 250 like an NBA contract, like a LeBron James contract. They always put fire on the GMAs to bring in or scout new talent and bring them in. Because with his money, your scouting department so saying wide receivers already in place.
Well, the thing is, man, they I think he looking at it like as the years roll on. Okay, you got to think every year rolls by, the money pot is getting bigger. Right. This dude looking at, again, we talked about this. See, these football players in the offseason are kicking it with these NBA guys. Okay. Right. And see, what social media has brought these guys together. See, because, we hung out with basketball players. We go to a party with some baseball players, but it wasn't as it is today. But social media has brought these guys together to where they in the same links, they in the same groups, and they talking about that paper. Okay. And again, if I'm the best quarterback, if I'm like the top 5 player in the league, and then I'm looking at number 25 or the top 25 NBA player in the league, this joker making more than me.
Right.
We got a problem.
And you gotta look at Lamar, his talent. It's a once in a generational talent.
Yes. I haven't.
So, like you said, Tay, he's in the great position where he can negotiate what he wants. Either the Ravens gonna pay him or somebody else is gonna pay him. He's gonna get his money.
Baltimore better pay. That's just what I see. They better pay.
Better pay. Yeah, they got to.
It's gonna
be some riots in the streets.
I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you, if they don't pay him, the Lions, they gonna get rid of Jared Goff. If somehow Lamar Jackson becomes available,
you got to look at it like this. People fail to realize
Sheila gonna throw him that money.
You got to look at it like this too. It's a small market team. So what big time free agents is going to come here that's in their prime? We have problems getting free agent wide receivers coming here to play with Lamar in his prime.
Well, the NFL is not like Green Bay. I mean, not Green Bay. The NFL is not like the NBA, where, to be honest with you, it really don't matter where you land. Because think about it. How is these jokers going to Green Bay? How is these jokers going to Buffalo? Okay. How is these jokers even coming to Cleveland or Detroit? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, look, get me to a winner. Give me that money.
Yep. Money. Give me around some talent and some money.
Right.
That's
unlike the NBA, the NFL got a cap. Right. So they got to go with that money. Hey, man, I got to max out my money and I got to go to the best situation. And see, you got to think with football being the ultimate team sport, you really have to dissect the situation that you're landing in. So a receiver, a playmaker, let's just say, for instance, if I'm Kareem Hunt of the Cleveland Browns, I'm a free agent coming up. Hey, I got a big guy on Baltimore. They can utilize a guy like me.
Right.
A pass catching running back. Lamar needs that.
And let's just say this. Let's just say the Lions, they might cut bait with DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Swift, put him with Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, so
that definitely if he could stay healthy.
Yeah. I mean,
all right, fellas. I'm gonna transition to another hot topic. Deion Sanders. A lot of people don't want Deion Sanders to leave Jackson State, but I'm looking at it like this. He got as far as he can go with that budget down there. It's time for him to move on.
it's a business. It's a business.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be. Can we keep it a buck for a minute? Can we keep it G?
Yeah.
Yes,
If
sir.
you look at a lot of these white coaches, that's where they at today. Look at their resumes. They spent little to no, probably 1 to 2 years at these smaller D3 universities. Okay, so here's my thing with Deion. The man got to do what's best for himself. He has to do what's best for his family. This is America. It's all about progression, man. Them kids know that. Cause go ahead.
And honestly, it's the perfect time. Both of his boys graduating this year. Would I need to stay here when I got 2 of my kids out of this small college going to the NFL? I did all I can do. I put y'all on the map off of my name recognition. It's time for me to move on.
But it's
man. I don't think it's time for him to move on. I think Deion really wanted to build Jackson State. I think he trying to build it to the place where that are kids coming fresh out of high school thinking about going to these white schools like Wisconsin and Michigan, Old State, Alabama, Tennessee. Shit, let's think about Jackson State.
I mean,
they getting motherfuckers in the league. The Detroit Lions just took a linebacker from the draft there. He was like a 6th round pick. His name James Houston. He played his first game this past Thanksgiving against Buffalo. Dude had a monster game. Dude had 8 tackles, 2 sacks.
I mean, that's the thing. That's understandable. I mean, however, college football is a business, man. I mean, and at the end of the day, Jackson State would have fired him if they felt like if it was best for the university. So why he can't move on if it's best for himself? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
We got a question. I took this question from the group. Dude, I ain't gonna say your last name, but the boy Daryl, he said commitment to something equals more than just 2 years of work. Dream unfulfilled, Mr. Sanders. What the fuck are you doing? Shaking my head. He did his job.
Guess what? And here's a question to that question. Did Deion leave Jackson State better than what he found it?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody knew Jackson. Nobody knew what Jackson State was.
Case closed.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact of the matter is, people have to understand. People leave their jobs to go to get a better job. And when they do it, they leave. Think about it. Every day you hear about somebody leaving a job to get $2 more.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, man, bump this job. I just got on with this one spot, man. They interview. You even hear him talking about it. Man, I interviewed for this job, man. They paying me. I'm making $22 an hour, man. They gonna pay me $27 an hour plus production. Woody woo.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is this any different?
That's true. Facts.
I just hate what they're doing to Deion. Now they're ready to go on his background and found out the little school he was sponsoring about how the kids didn't graduate or nothing. I took this off of Twitter. The former Maryland coach, DJ Durkin, killed the kid. Lane Kiffin can't keep a job. And Jimbo Fisher got Bobby Bowden fired. So, but they ready to go in Deion Sanders' head. Come on, man. Make it make sense.
Again.
You know what that's called? That's called hate.
Exactly.
It is called hate and jealousy, bro.
Look at them white boy. I don't give a darn. Just Google your favorite white coach, and I guarantee you're going to find that he spent, this coach, he was at Trinity Valley University in Idaho from 2005 to 2006. Then he went to Holy Cross Community College from 2007 to 2009. I mean, come on, man. I mean,
shit. Look at Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer got a similar background.
Yeah,
he went to some
everywhere you go.
Division III school, small ass Division III school. Then got his shot at Utah.
He was at
Bowling Green Utah. For a year. Went to Utah. Then went to Florida. Then went to Ohio State.
Yeah. Them dude, again, listen, man, it's a business.
Just look at Bobby Petrino. He dirty everywhere he go, man. Like I said, they giving Deion hell because they know he's the most important coach in college football.
Bobby. I remember Bobby Petrino.
He quit. He was in Carolina. We was down the line, right?
No, he was in Atlanta, but when he found out Vic was going to jail, he quit.
Right.
Quit.
And went to Louisville.
Then was sleeping with one of his aides, then crashed on a motorcycle with her.
Right.
Still got a job. Come on, man.
So you mad at Prime?
You know why?
Mad at Prime.
Because that country club do not want Deion in because he about to take over college football, man.
It's much deeper than that, bro. It's much deeper. You know, they hold our people to a much higher standard. You know that, right?
Yeah, they do. They do.
And that shit is just inherited to me.
But damn, he proved Deion proved that I can bring and recruits into the middle of nowhere in Jackson, Mississippi, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, in the middle of nowhere.
HBCU, you know what I'm saying? At that.
With no resources. No resources.
No resources.
Meager resources.
And then, guess who he got? He got what's the defensive coordinator down there? He was in the league last year. He had Pat Shermer.
Yeah.
He got him
coming down there helping.
Yeah.
But I just don't like if Deion go to Colorado, it's like almost in the same position, honestly, because Colorado in the middle of nowhere. It's surrounded by nothing.
Hey, you ever been to that university?
That's all right.
Have you ever been to that university?
No.
Dude, I think you better Google how that university look. Ain't no small potatoes, baby.
I mean, there was one back in the day, but that was almost 20, 30 years ago.
Hey, listen. Boulder, Colorado. I'm just telling you, man.
Oh, that's where the money is.
I'm just and then you got to think, Colorado, don't sleep on that state. It ain't in nowhere. That's a nice, beautiful state. You got to think.
I'm surrounded about trying to get talent there. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Man, listen, the talent gonna go wherever.
Boulder, Colorado ain't the middle of nowhere.
It ain't.
That ain't like being in fucking Idaho.
I'm talking about the surrounding areas. It's like,
fam, they will go anywhere. These jokers will go anywhere and ball. You hear me?
You're right.
Right. Listen, it's actually a bad thing going to these like bigger cities. Like,
because they can get caught.
The distraction. Yeah. No kids don't need no distraction. So go to Colorado. Why you think when they was winning in the 90s when all them Crips and Bloods was coming from California to Colorado?
Yeah, they was trying to get away from that shit.
Yeah, Deion Figures, Crip, Alfred Williams, Crip, Eric Bieniemy and all them Bloods and Crips when they whooped Notre Dame's ass that year. Darian Hagan. That's when they recruited all them Crips and Bloods out of Cali to go to Colorado that year.
Man, but this is so goddamn cold.
Huh?
He went Eric Bieniemy sleeping with Bieniemy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think Colorado, and then you got to think too. Colorado is a place where a lot of Californians actually go relocate,
right, and go retire.
Yeah, so it's no thing for them to like Colorado. That's only like a state and a half away. You know what I'm saying?
And like said, I've been to Colorado. I done been to Boulder. I done been to Denver. It's beautiful out there.
Right, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Dude,
out
don't
there.
sleep. And then on top of that, I hate to say it, weed is legal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Weed is legal.
Hey, I'm a smoker. I'm gonna tell you.
I ain't no
they got some good shit out there.
Then you got the bunnies out there. So shit, it's a win-win. It's a win situation.
Right.
Hey, see.
And then you gotta look at this low key. Now it's this thing called the NIL. Now these players can make money now.
Mm-hmm.
It's one kid in Michigan. He a DN. His name is Mike Morris. This dude already got his own commercial with a lawyer. It's a local commercial, but he's getting money off of that.
Right.
Deion is about to challenge Saban and all the top coaches in the college football.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because they never wanted us in there at the beginning. They never wanted us in there.
Exactly.
You know, so That's why I say, man, I take my hat off to him. Kudos to him. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for Deion. So, I mean, cause like I said, the white boys do it. Let the brother do it.
Okay. I'm gonna transition to the next topic. Deshaun Watson. What y'all think he's gonna do tomorrow? I think he gonna look like shit tomorrow.
Listen, man, I'm gonna put you like this, and see, y'all see me on Facebook. I try to explain logic to some of these Browns fans, man, and they think I'm hating. They be if y'all just like when I be posting stuff, like when I do post about the Browns, I say, look, I don't hate on them, but they swear I'm hating. See, here's my thing, and I tell them, if you bank in your season and your savior on a guy that ain't played in damn near 2 years, my dude,
you in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, you got it. Pete, I just say it like this. If you're a Browns fan, just keep your expectations in check. This is not 2K, or this is not Madden, where you can just plug a guy in. They ain't played in 2 years. He can just pick up where he left off, and then all of a sudden, his ratings is going to be what it is. This dude, practice is one thing, but actual game snap. Dude, you've been – I mean, think about it. If the great Michael Jordan can show ring rust when he came back with the 4.5, come on, man. What makes you think that Deshaun Watson ain't no exception to the rule?
And how I look at it, this the NFL. This the NFL.
Right. Because last time I checked, Deshaun Watson don't play left tackle.
Right.
Deshaun Watson, he can't defend the pass. Last time I checked, he ain't tackling. These are the things that the Browns struggling at. So
the only good thing they got the running game. That's what's gonna save his ass tomorrow.
Well, and if I'm the coach, the game plan will be, hey, I'm a lean heavy on Nick Chubb, and I'm gonna set Watson up with some third and shorts to get him going, and that's how I'm gonna lean on it for the rest of the season, going into the next season. I'm not going to have him chuck the ball 50, 60 times a game like he did in Houston. No, we ain't doing that.
And take a big risk. Hell yeah. And another on that, I'm doing a lot of play action. I'm gonna see if I can get passes off to my running back, my little tight ends. Play it safe. Yeah. Get him acclimated into the game.
Yeah, let him warm up. Because that dude's been out 2 years.
Yeah. Definitely, you dealing with running quarterbacks, and he's a mobile quarterback. It takes a little bit more time for them to warm up and be game ready.
My thing is,
definitely when you're dealing with mobile quarterbacks.
My thing is, what is the expectations supposed to be for him in the last 8 games?
You let them Browns listen. Just read my comments. You let them Browns fans tell it. Them motherfuckers think he gonna be the savior. He like just put him in, and all of a sudden they gonna win all these games in a row, and they gonna get into the playoffs and the Super Bowl. You let them tell them some of the most delusional mother lovers that you can never come across. Like they didn't mince words when they say Cleveland Browns fans are one of the most annoying fans ever.
But hear me out. You got system the man ain't never played in.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question? Hey, remember when they first got Odell Beckham and me and you was clowning everybody telling them niggas was gonna be trash?
Yeah.
Did we tell everybody they was gonna be trash?
Yes. but wait a minute. Listen to the level of delusional, Terrence. You know what one fan actually told me? Well, the Odell Beckham trade didn't work. It wasn't for the reason you said it wasn't gonna work. I said it wasn't gonna work. I hear you. It wasn't gonna work.
A lot of people, you can be vague as hell with your answer and still be correct. They want to dig into why it didn't work. Like, no, motherfucker, it didn't work.
It just didn't work.
Y'all off the rip. I told y'all off the rip.
Right.
Baker Mayfield. Baker.
Right. And then they gonna hedge their bets on a guy that haven't played in 2 years.
Yeah, good luck. And he's a mobile quarterback, and like I said, it takes time for mobile quarterbacks to get reacclimated into the game.
Right. I mean, but
that's usual, more than usual than the standard drop back quarterback.
Terrence, Tavon, you listen to them Browns fans, you would have thought LeBron came back in 2014. That's how they acted. I mean, for real. You let them tell it. LeBron came back. Deshaun Watson might as well be the new witness on the building.
For real.
Hey, I got another touchy topic for y'all. It came out this week. Nas had a ghostwriter. Is he still in your top 5 or MC of all time?
Well, I never had him in my top 5.
What? You ain't got Nas in the top 5?
I know. I mean, because my top 5 wrote down rhymes, and to me, like, I'll put it to you like this. See, the reason why I never had Nas, great MC, great. But the reason he wasn't in my top 5, as great as he was, I heard Rakim before.
Exactly.
That's Rakim. Like Kobe to Jordan. Okay, I seen Jordan, Kobe. I mean, as much as I love you, Kobe, but I seen Mike.
Yeah, man, he got a point there. He got a point. Yeah, it was Rakim, hell, Master Ace.
Right.
Because Nas is a mixture of both of them.
But
yeah.
And a little bit of KRS. And a little bit.
Yeah.
He do teach. Well, I had my man Vinny in the group said hip hop evolved and don't nobody care about MCs having ghostwriters.
Shit.
I said, King. Tell that to Carol's Run. Say that to Rakim.
You tell that.
No, I'm gonna just say that to a real MC, a real lyricist, period.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, because you think about it, as cold as Jadakiss was, it is. We all know that the ghost, Styles P, writing shit. That's why Jadakiss is in nobody's top 5, because everybody knows Styles was his ghost.
Oh, shit. Up here? Shit, Jadakiss top 5 did on live up here. Shit, don't say that.
Nah, not to me. Because like I said, my top 5, they all wrote their own
shit.
Hey,
boy, they wrote.
You're getting the life or death fight saying that shit about Jade out here, man. Real shit.
Beans exposed that. He said Jay to the blind, most of you bitch, and he said Styles right most of your shit. I said,
man. But it hurt me though. It really hurt me when I found out Black Thought had a ghostwriter. I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on? It's like we can't look at hip hop.
Well,
we look at it when it was a pure art form.
Man, you got songs, 1 or 2 songs of where guys might have a ghostwriter, but if a dude, if you known for a dude is writing most of your shit, you can't be up there, man. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Would do we shoot Nas some bail if it's only one time?
If it's only one time, no. I mean, but if it's an album, and no. 5, 6 songs,
but let me kind of address that from what I hear on the Nas tip. It's like he was just going off of ideas what Quentin was giving him. It wasn't necessarily that he was like Quentin Miller was just writing his shit. He was just going. He was just structured it and like maybe you should go this way with it.
Right.
Maybe I mean, but I just never really. Nas was never a top 5 to me. Like top 10, hell yeah. Top 5, no. My top 5 is.
But see, Nas opened up Pandora's box with this. Because we got to sit there like, did he write this? Did he write that? It just, you're an MC from the 90s. You don't supposed to do that.
Hey, listen. You go, I guarantee you walk up to Rakim or Big Daddy Kane and you say, hey, man, I heard somebody write your shit. I guarantee they look at you like you got 3 heads. What the fuck? They take that person.
Yeah,
they
take that person.
I kill you for that.
And I'm gonna tell you who else is like motherfucking think like that too. That white boy from where I'm from.
Eminem.
He the same way. He like that. You go say somebody writing your shit.
They take real MCs take that
real MCs, real lyricists take that shit personal.
Hell yeah.
That offends them.
And you know why? And that's also why a lot of people don't put LL in the top 5 because we all know LL had ghostwriters.
Yeah, I mean, he was never in my top 5.
That's also another reason why I can't put Cube up there. It's a lot of MCs.
Cube didn't have no ghostwriters.
Cube didn't have no ghostwriters.
No.
Cube ain't had no ghostwriters.
Cube ain't had no ghostwriters.
No, he didn't have no ghostwriters. No.
Y'all funky Homo sapien written his raps. Why
no. How can wait a minute. Take mine.
his raps.
How can a writer have a writer?
Right.
The Funky Homer is credited. Google it up right now.
Man, take one song.
No, he kept him around. Why do you think he had Del Funky Homer and Sosa Mitchell around?
Wait a minute. Probably. Wait a minute. Hold on. Tavon. Probably to pitch some ideas. Say, hey, don't you think you probably enunciate it like this or just go in this direction? But
see, if y'all doing that, it's the same thing we doing in Nas.
Tavon, the man wrote Boys in the Hood.
Good.
He wrote that whole album.
Hey, he wrote NWA whole album.
He wrote that whole album, Tavon. He wrote Easy Does It.
I'm trying to tell you, Del, the Funky Homo sapien.
Hey, Tavon, he probably gave that dude some direction. No, Tavon, we ain't going for that.
Hey, that's like,
yeah, dog. I ain't biting on that one time.
No, that's like saying Scarface ain't had no writing. Scarface ain't writing.
Who? Face? Oh, Tavon, you really bugging.
No.
Oh, no, serious?
Oh, Tay,
Y'all
you
ain't know about
tripping.
this?
Tay, you tripping.
Y'all did not know about, y'all ain't know Rick Ross was.
Tay,
Come
you
on.
tripping,
Tavon,
dog.
listen. Tavon.
You tripping.
Tavon, wait a minute. Tavon, hold on, fam. Tavon, family, hold on. Probably
You tripping.
Wait, Tavon. Probably the later Scarface, not Mr. Scarface.
But that's the same thing we're doing in Nas. That's the same thing we're doing in Nas.
But you got to understand, watch this. No, the reason why I said Nas wasn't a top 5 because, again, his style was mimicking somebody else. Like, I've heard Rakim before.
But this is what I'm saying. We can't be surprised for who don't have ghostwriters now.
But take 1 or 2 songs late in your career, I get it. But I'm talking about if somebody wrote majority, like a half of your album, like somebody writing for Drake. Okay. That's how I look at it. Like you got a ghostwriter like that.
You talking about reference tracks and all that.
But I mean, you
same
probably had,
shit.
Like Scarface probably had some reinventing in his later years, but wasn't nobody writing Mr. Untouchable,
Why do you think?
The Diary? No. No.
Or the Fix.
Rick Ross wasn't writing the Diary.
Or the Fix.
Or the Fix, right.
Rick Ross and how he bounced around in the industry. He was ghostwriting first.
Bam. Rick Ross didn't write The World Is Yours.
No, I'm just saying later.
Oh, yeah, later, yeah. But that don't count. That's like,
right.
It's like Robert the Chief Perry shitting on the bench for the Bulls. That's like that, man.
But this is what I'm saying about Q. That was writing. That written some shit. He written a couple lines for Q.
No, Tavon. Q wrote Easy Does It. A writer. He's a writer. He's a writer himself. That don't even. Q is in a whole different stratosphere. He's a writer. That's like Jay-Z. That's like trying to compare Jay-Z's a writer. Hate him or love him, Jay-Z.
No, yeah, Jay-Z wrote.
People's top 5.
Jay-Z wrote The Chronic 2001 for Dr. Dre. Wrote the whole album.
Jay-Z's a writer. He's a writer.
But you know what?
Wrote Memphis Bleak first album.
Huh? What do y'all look at like this? Jay the biggest writer though. He'll steal your lines. He stole everybody's lines though.
Who?
So is he picking up or he still? Hey.
Well, he stole it. Okay. Well, guess what? So did Master P stole a lot of shit. C Murder stole a lot of shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But we don't hold him in high regard.
I agree with you, Tay. I could tell you the style that Jay-Z kind of, mimic, and there was somebody out of his group. If you listen to Jay-Z closely, from the Blueprint 1 and 2 and 3, and all the rest of the albums came after that, the nigga was rapping like Young Chris.
Right, so cadence and style and all that.
Yeah, but
he was
But
he took Young Chris style and ran with it.
But see, I look at Jay-Z like this though. Jay-Z reinvents himself because remember early on, I can't get with that. And then he came to mid-90s, said, that you know what I'm saying, when they was rapping that, he was rapping like that. And then he laid to the late 90s when Biggie came along, he just started flowing. So I gotta give Jay-Z a lot of credit. That dude can spit. He might steal some shit, but that dude can spit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at it like Jay bit everybody shit just about. He rolled a lot of waves.
Jay was the ultimate biter.
Yeah.
I mean,
but
people
don't look at it like that.
Jay was the first game. He was a hip hop impressionist. He stole everybody's wave, bro. He stole everybody's wave.
But that dude can spit, and he writes. He writes. I mean,
and that's what separates them.
When you a writer, that don't count. You a writer. You're a writer. Q, Karis One, Pop, Jay-Z, those are writers, dude.
Writers, yep.
Okay,
Scarface.
Yeah.
Why you think them dudes is pioneers, nigga? Even to a lesser extent, nigga, 8 Ball LJG. That nigga was a dog ass writer. 8 Ball was a monster with that pen.
People don't give him his due.
And people don't give 8 Ball enough credit.
8 Ball or MJG. MJG nice with it.
Them niggas was nice with that with their pen game.
Okay. We're gonna touch another crazy top. Kanye West this week. He's trolling everybody. We got a white. I ain't gonna say the boy white supremacist, but we got a friend on the page that just don't want to see what Kanye West doing.
Man.
Steven, my nigga Steven, Mr. Primo. Let me address Mr. Primo. Let me address him for a minute. The dude said some stupid shit to me. He said, because I said he has this attitude, that white and I say so attitude. So he got all in his feelings when I said that. But then he gonna say that I deleted off the page. I didn't delete shit. Somebody else took it. I don't know if it was you, Tavon, or anybody else.
Yo, when I got back from work, all hell broke loose. I was like, what the fuck going on with these boys?
Was that post you tagged me in?
Yeah.
Duh. I obliterated homeboy.
See, I'm gonna tell you about homeboy and people like him, man. See, he tried to compare apples and oranges. Okay, like I started to chime in when he was talking about because I went to bed. I was like, because he said something to the effect of, well, y'all talking about Jerry Jones. Why don't y'all have that energy for Kanye West? Well, first of all, here's the situation. Here's how it's apples and oranges. They punished Kanye. They ain't punished Jerry Jones.
And
that alone is why it exemplifies what white supremacy really is. If I can be in a whole photo, don't give a fuck what time and age it was. Well, I stopped you from coming to school, and I can still own an NFL team. There's no ramifications, and in fact, it would add insult to injury. I got a black person that's hired by the Disney Corporation and ESPN defending my white ass, stopping a black person from going to school doing Jim Crow South. But then Kanye, he can say something, just say something. He just say something. He ain't do nothing. He ain't prohibit Jews from anything, and he getting punished. You stopping his money. You firing him. You cutting ties with him from everything. Okay. Kanye ain't stopped no Jewish person from entering a neighborhood or where they can work. He ain't stopped them from nothing, but Jerry Jones did. And only excuse that they gave, well, he was a little boy. Well, guess what?
And on top of that, it was in 1965.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you the tactic that Steven pulled. That was an old deflect shit and divert.
Right.
Deflect and divert.
And that's why they hit him with. So if that happened,
and I got on his ass because of that.
I said that happened 65 years ago. So we supposed to forget that. So you want me to forget about slavery too? Come on,
but they want to. Hey, Tavon, they want us to forget all our traumas, bro, that happened in this country.
Yeah, but
you see, they trying to rewrite history books.
But see, here's my thing. That Jerry Jones, that picture didn't surprise me. I'm more like Denny Green. They are who I thought they were.
Right.
Okay? See, my thing is this. I've been saying this for a long time. See, people have to stop thinking that these sports owners are just some gee whiz. I just own a sports franchise. No. These people operate and control the everyday living area of activities in your life. They own these banks. They own these real estate companies. They own these jobs that you're applying to. They stop everything. Man, Jerry Jones had Chris Christie fat ass all the way from New Jersey in his press boxes during games.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you something else, Aaron. They own the food you eat.
Exactly. Yes, they own everything.
Who owns the Pittsburgh Steelers, Omari?
Heinz.
Right.
Heinz.
Who owns the New England Patriots?
Kraft Macaroni. I mean,
who owns the Detroit Lions?
The Ford Motor Company. I mean, who the owner of the Atlanta Falcons own Home Depot. I mean, come on, man. And that's the crazy thing. And watch this. I'll give you a little nugget. I know off the blank great niece. I'm cool with her. She said he ain't shit. She said that mother man, she can't stand off the blank ass. That's his great niece. I'm friends with her. You know what I'm saying? So cool chick, man, cool lady. But she said
that's why I love we got somebody like Omari that's in this group, because he could give us that insight we don't get.
Right. Like, dude, like when the Panthers owner Jerry Richardson, that dude has so many when he owned Denny's, has so many racial discrimination lawsuits against his ass. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When he owned Denny's, like stopping black people from coming into his restaurants during the 60s, and you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that Jerry Jones, that shit wasn't no surprise to me. Everybody like, but guess what? He like this. I'm a white man in America and I own the football. Y'all gonna still watching football. And y'all still gonna love my Cowboys. And I got Stephen A. Smith, and watch the misnomer right here. See, the reason why Stephen A. Smith is defending it. See, his family, Stephen A. Smith is not from here. His family from St. Thomas. They're from the Virgin Islands.
Right.
So he don't suffer the same type of trauma that we face as blacks in America.
But my thing is, he was the first one to ready step on Kyrie head. Come on, man.
Well, we all know ever since Michelle Beadle checked Stephen A. Smith on First Take about that shit when he had a moment of honesty, he been riding against black athletes from there on out. He been on, because remember when he had his early program, quite frankly, he had jokers like Cat Williams and Allen Iverson on the show. He was black. He was too black.
Right.
But you know that black dollar only go so far.
That was just to suck in the black audience, man. ESPN knew what the hell they was doing. We gonna put this nigga on there. We gonna let him do his nigga shit, and then we gonna emasculate him later on down the line, and then he gonna be our little pet boy.
So let's be real.
I already stopped messing with Stephen A. when he went against Trayvon Martin, talking about take off the hood. I'm like, yo, it's a kid.
So you take off that, you take off that yarmulke that look like a fro.
Yeah, take off that damn fake ass toupee.
Take off that damn got a little yarmulke on his head. Well, see,
that nigga got a chia pet on his head.
See, and now watch this. I'm about to parrot one of my favorite comedians, Corey Holcomb, when he said this, because he put it so eloquently. The reason why Shaq, Stephen A. Smith, and all of them got a coon, they need that paper, because think about it. Stephen A. Smith without that paper, who would he be? Shaq without that paper, who would he be? Jason Whitlock, all these guys without that paper, who would they be? Nobody. And you got to think, they would. Stephen A. dude, he'd be a weird looking dude with a half fro.
He said a half fro.
He got a half fro. You know what I'm saying? So, no chicks, Molly Corn won't be checking for him. No bras wouldn't be checking for him. See, they need that money, man. Shaq could be some big, odd-looking dude with bad, fucked up feet.
Yeah, I just hate the way they go hard on a black athlete without researching.
But I'm gonna tell you, they research it. It all comes down to this, man. It's nothing but white supremacy programs. It's all it is. From the ESPNs to your Fox News to your MSNBCs, NBCs, ABCs, whatever network you pick, this is white supremacy programming.
you got to think about it. As much as we like Shannon, it's only so much he can say and do.
Right.
So if you think a black person that you see consistently on TV is going to ride for the people, you sadly mistaken. Because guess what? You took this job. See, you got to understand, the jobs that these dudes on here that are on, it comes with strings attached. Hey, boy, I'm going to need you one day. You're going to get in front of this thing when things go right, like with Jay-Z. Hey, remember when I separated you from Dame Dash? Now I need you in this Colin Kaepernick moment. You need to go make nice with Roger Goodell here, boy. Man, I'm going to call it in on that favor. You know? That's how I go.
And they using the bruise him, boy. They use that boy.
Yes. You're a whore. Whore to the game.
Yeah, man.
It's like I said in the last podcast, everybody knows black men are for sale, yo. This is sad, man.
Well, it comes, you got to come down like this, man. That's why you see a lot of them with that look on their face, because they have sold their soul. I mean, that's why they look disheveled and despondent when you see them. Like, they had that spaced out look, like they know. Like, even if you look at Stephen A. Smith, he even knows subconscious. You can just read him. You can look into that man pupils. He know what he doing and saying is fucked up. He knows. Right. Because you don't go from, quite frankly, when you black, boogily black, to all of a sudden, you out front defending Jerry Jones and this shit. He know. He like, damn, man, this, but $10 million at ESPN, I don't want to be broke.
My thing is, when a black kid at 15 can go to jail for the rest of his life, but he innocent at 14. Come on, y'all. You know,
and then the sick part, they adultify you when you 12, 13. Right. They adultified the shit out of Trayvon Martin.
Right.
Oh, he's such a big grown man. But when it was Kyle Rittenhouse, oh, he's such a little boy, and he had to defend himself. I mean, they're just telling you. See, they have a media apparatus, like what Malcolm X said. The media is the most powerful entity in the world because they will make the guilty look innocent and make the innocent look guilty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's just
and I'm gonna bring something back with what the brother Malcolm also said as far as about the celebrities. We can't expect these motherfucking celebrities to ride for the cause because they had a compromise. Right. Exactly. They bread. Exactly. They bread. We so dependent on these entertainers and actors or entertain people. They compromise. They bought and paid for just like every other politician.
They court justice, man.
Right. Like when Kanye said what he said. I guarantee you Judy and Edelman ain't gonna have shit to say because the rabbis gonna do him like Cube for Friday. Sit your ass down. We talking. You know what I'm saying? They don't speak for us. They go run some routes. You know what I'm saying? Like any other ethnic group, do not let celebrities speak for them.
At all. You see the motherfucker at ADL, he came out. He ain't no celebrity. He runs he runs the professional victims unit. That's what I call it.
And the ADL was founded on a scam. ADL,
that's why. That's why I called them the professional victims unit.
Exactly. all because that Jew and back in the Jim Crow era, he done killed somebody. He tried to frame up a black dude, and they come to find out the black dude was exonerated. They didn't list the Jewish dude. Now they performed the ADL because of that shit. You know, them motherfuckers full of shit, man.
Yeah.
Hey, they moving like they moving like they the ultimate religion. I'm like, yo, y'all don't think this?
That's how they been moving. That's how they been moving, bro. When you speak about these people, about the little hats.
Yo, but the way they moving, it's a cult.
Well, they've been that. They've been that for years, Tay. They've been that for years. You gotta think about it. I could take it back. Let's take it back to ancient Khazaria, where ironically, guess what the war is at? The Ukraine is ancient Khazaria. That's where they people from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know about I know you know about King Bulan and how he converted them over to the Talmudic Judaism.
Yep.
They converts, man.
What they read from the Babylonian Talmud.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Versus the Torah. You know what I'm saying? Read the Babylonian Talmud. They'll tell you what kind of wicked shit they on. That's what they read from.
And people fail to realize this. Them dudes hate Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They'll tell you. Read the Talmud. Read that like he said, like I said, read that Babylonian Talmud.
My thing is, I don't like the way
you wouldn't believe the shit they own.
Mm-hmm. I believe it. My thing is, I don't like the way they're attacking the black man, and we don't have no protection.
Because you got to understand. You have to understand. They own. Listen, the shit goes all the way back, even in the early 70s when Marlon Brando told them, "Hey, the Jews own the media and control Hollywood." They banished Marlon Brando. They Marlon Brando fucked up
and
the
reason why.
So again, they operate and control what we watch, information. You know what I'm saying? Propaganda.
But
what you just and what O just said. Listen, Tavon, what O just said. Guess what they considered that as?
Hate speech.
Anti-Semitic.
Medic.
But we are the Semitic people.
But
does it mean? Dog. But
hear me out though. They look so inferior to us for all this punishment they trying to kick out on them two brothers. Why they look really inferior? Because y'all doing everything in your power and y'all ain't gonna stop these boys.
Well, you got to understand this. I'm gonna tell you what was some fly shit to me. And see, people don't know this, and they need to look into that story. Remember when at the Barclay Center, when them black Hebrew Israelites showed up at the Barclay?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that them rabbis tried to show up at the same time, and they seen them thousands of brothers? They hauled ass. Them rabbis jumped on that bus so fast, and said, "Oh no, we ain't standing before these brothers. These God's children right here."
Here, yeah. You know us Israelite brothers had that Bible ready.
Yeah,
they stay ready.
Right.
Them rabbis was gonna protest. The rabbis was showing up that day, and it was just a coincidence. It wasn't that the Hebrew Israelites knew that the rabbis was gonna be there. What had happened, the rabbis planned to go. They planned to show up in hundreds at the Barclay Center that day.
Yeah, because it's Brooklyn.
The Hebrew Israelites just happened to be there at the same time, and the rabbis like, "Oh shit, let's get back on the bus." They thought somebody tipped them off. No, it was just a coincidence that they was both there.
Right. Mm-hmm. But see, it feels good to have some kind of representation and some kind of force behind you. I'm glad they had.
Yeah. They got the fuck up out of there.
That's my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, they hard ass and got that day you seen them dudes marching. The rabbis was there early. They was about to protest too. They was about to show. They said, "Oh shit, they got the fuck up out of there." They got on that bus and went to Bensonhurst.
Because they know,
they didn't want that smoke.
Our
you
brothers
really in front of God's children, right?
Children, there. And them brothers look at them boys like food. They looking at them rabbis like food. Right. And we in the time now of revelation. Ain't nobody scared of these people no more. That's why I was telling Steven. All that I'm white and I say so shit. The shit you on, that shit's over with, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know. Ain't nobody got to take y'all. We don't need y'all words for validation. We don't need you for no validation. We don't need people.
And that's why I love our group, yo. That's why them boys thought they added to the homeboys. Addison thought he was gonna walk them in the group and troll. It don't work like that over there.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you what it is. I remember I checked this one cat a long time ago.
I remember that shit. I remember that shit. That's when me and you first got cool.
Yep.
We ran this nigga up out the group. We ran him up
out the paint. And see, I'm gonna tell you what it is. See, these white boys coming to our thread, and they just think we just some old bozos. We just talk sports all day.
Right.
And they think, okay, all they do is just talk about sports. And then when them get slick at the mouth, we on their ass.
Right.
on their ass. And then guess what this motherfucker tried to tell me? He pulled the Laura Ingram shit. This would really make me jump on his ass. He said, y'all boys should just stick to talk about sports and music. Like, nigga, what kind of racist shit you on?
See there?
That's when I really went in on his ass.
Yeah.
I unloaded the full clip
must,
and nothing. I'm like, dog, I told him. You just better back up out of this one.
He deleted that. Because I ain't saying
Huh?
He must have deleted that.
Remember,
no, he didn't delete it. I'll pull it up.
Okay,
me and Terrence had this one catch so much. I'm not coming back on it till you get rid of Terrence and Omari.
Yeah.
but see,
still here.
See, they think they can come in our group and give us a talking to. That's
what
No.
Hey, look, sports ain't all what we talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about
shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we get down on some cases. We disagree with each other on some shit. But that's what
I disagree with how Kanye moved, but he said a lot of real shit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's the same shit with me. I don't agree with everything Kanye said. He's been looking like pretty bozo-ish out here.
Yeah,
but I'm not about to continuously jump on this man.
Right. I'm just mad he fucking up his bag. I'm crying. God damn.
He ain't fucking it up.
He ain't messing up. I'm gonna tell you, he ain't fucking it up.
No, you know what? Check it out now. Remember last time I told you on the podcast, it's a big alt-right hip-hop group, crowd that don't like black people. It's money in that shit.
I'm online.
You pandering to it now. He's gonna be that poor monkey to go over there and fuck up the white boy.
I don't think they're gonna monetize that dude.
Shit, it's happening now. He's marketing towards them now.
Because what was that app he was supposed to buy that was supposed to have been sold by the alt-right? They backed out on that deal. He was supposed to buy an app.
But he's pandering. You see how he's pandering, right?
Well,
you see what he did last week.
Well, I don't think it's working, fam. Cause
no.
I don't think it's working.
Kanye ain't broke. I look at it like this. Yeah, he loses some money, but guess who else losing money? Adidas.
Oh yeah.
They lost a hella bag.
But see, they gonna cut their nose and spike their face anyway.
Oh yeah, the dealers will be in the toilet in the next 2 to 3 years.
They don't care. They don't care because you got to think. They listen to take the opportunity away from us. They will kill themselves to do it
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? That's who they are.
Yeah,
that's who they are. Especially, and then on top of that, especially when Adidas was founded by Nazis.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Puma, true. Adidas, Hugo Boss. You know.
Oh, let me who else supported Nazis? Oh yeah, the Ford company also.
Ford Motor
Henry
Company.
Henry Ford supported Hitler. If y'all didn't know that, Stephen Primo. Let me talk, Stephen. Henry Ford supported the Nazi movement.
Yeah, he got an Iron Cross. He got the Iron Eagle in 1938.
But you said, but dumb boy said I don't read. He said I need to read a book.
Man,
but how will I know these things if I didn't read and didn't study?
Man, that was his white privilege trying to tell you something. Man, I ain't pay that white boy.
Oh no, he all around monkey.
Wait a minute, he telling you to read. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but he don't know.
Explain to him how did we civilize the world 3 times then?
Hey.
Yeah.
We done civilized them when they came crawling from the mountains over into Africa. We civilized them, taught them how to read. We created Greek culture. When they learned they shit from ancient Kemet. And then during the Dark Ages, when Rome fell, we taught their asses how to take a bath and how to eat meals properly and how to read, and we educated them. And then when we came and during the slave trade, we were the ones that taught their little bastard children how to read. We done taught them how to, how to cook, medicine.
Farm.
When these universities here was founded, these professors was walking around plantations getting ideas from mammies and welders and shit like that to teach. And then they built these universities, and then these slave masters sent their illiterate ass children to go learn at the university, to where these professors that's teaching taught to learn from the people that were working on the plantation. So go read what?
Right. Right.
We taught you.
Right. All this knowledge, it's been instilled in our people.
Right.
and teaching them now with the music. Because we corrupted their kids. Their kids corrupted now.
And why do the world get its social cues from black people?
All the time.
And let me just add this, because it's not racial. This is a fact.
I had my little nephew with me yesterday. He was watching some little rap song. Little Jewish boy rapping and drill. Somebody he gonna rob a bank, put this knife on the end of his gun. I'm like, what's the matter? Turn that off.
I'm gonna put you like this. All you gotta do is just Google these images. He talking about telling you go read a book, tell him why some of his ancestors to this day are still walking on all fours.
Mm-hmm.
All you gotta do is Google the image. You don't see none of us walking on fours. You see them walking on fours.
And you see them with the little tail in the back too. But that's another story.
That's another stuff. Yeah, that's another story.
that's another story.
So hey, it is what it is. I'm not, you know.
Man, it's like this, man. I'm just glad I created a group for us, yo. It feels good to see my boys come through.
Always.
You know, I was ready. I had time today because that boy pissed me off earlier. And then I had to grill him. I had to put him on the barbecue to grill him. I was happy to do so because he was giving some of my boys air. But Aries killed him too. Aries, God, he killed him. Because when he put out the pictures of the Ukrainian soldiers, and it's a lot of them that's Nazis.
Yeah.
They been had his dumb ass failed to realize they been had a Nazi presence over there since the fucking 40s.
They crawling with neo-Nazis and see what people need to understand this. Look this up. The National Guard sent a memo to black National Guard soldiers say, listen, when you over here, you're gonna be called the N-word by Ukrainian residents.
What?
Google the memo. All you have to do is Google the memo, and it states, upon taking this job and while you over there, you're gonna be called the N-word. You're gonna be called a monkey. Them are some of the most. That's why I say, man, fuck the Ukraine.
Fuck the Ukraine.
Fuck them.
I've been screaming that like fuck the Ukraine.
Racist,
I ain't got no love for them. And and I got another question. Y'all got to think about it. And this came from my homegirl on YouTube. Her name is Spiritual Light Passing Through. She brought up something, and it kind of blew my mind. And I'm like, damn, it makes so much sense. She was like, why do you think Biden is sending all that money to the Ukraine? Guess who originated over in Ukraine?
Who that?
Them people with them hats who we was just talking about.
Yeah.
That's ancient Khazaria. Yeah, so he's sending all that money over there so they can go back to where they started from. Because you gotta remember them people with them hats, the Jewish community, they was ran out of every fucking country. They was ran out of Hungary. They was ran out of Japan. They was ran out of China. They was ran out of some parts of Africa. They was ran out of Frankia.
Stalin was running them out of Russia.
No, shit. Yeah, Stalin was running them out. Why is that? And when soon as hold on, I ain't finished. As soon as the German, whoever was running before Hitler, they let them settle in. Why did they break that country economy? Why did the Jewish people, the small segment, destroy that economy and have most of them people's residents starving, dying? They couldn't pay their rent. They couldn't keep heat on. Broke that country. And now it's why Hitler went after them people. Not saying that's an excuse, because he could have did a mass deportation and got them out of there, exiled them. But he did the wrong thing by killing all them people.
But here's the thing that cracked me up about that. They said one of the main reasons Hitler, and this is documented fact. This tells us who we are. Hitler said, they said this, Nazis stated this. This is documented. The reason why they was exterminating the Jews in Germany because they didn't want the bloodlines to mix because possibly they could be Negroes. Because they're Jews. Hitler's even saying the Negroes are Jews. They didn't want them mingling in with the Aryan race.
Why do you think the big fight over there now is the Ethiopian and Israel, the original man on his land? They're trying to get the blacks out of Israel.
And look how they treat the blacks in Israel.
But that, you know what that's called? That was called the Balfour Declaration, my baby. That was settled in 1948. Right. And what that was, Jewish is basically wrote a letter with the British Prime Minister back in that day to sign to give them that land. Basically, we could help us steal their land from the people.
But honestly,
that was called the Balfour Declaration.
Yeah. Yep. So this shit is it's for a whole nother discussion, man.
Right. Yeah. Because I know you got the roll.
Yeah, I got to roll.
I got to go too.
All right, fellas. Any last words?
Man, I'm gonna holler at y'all till next time, man.
Till next time, man. We got to do this more soon.
Hey, remember I told you 1 million people gonna say our names? I bought 2 billboards on 83, yo. They seeing this now.
Oh shit!
I did it Thanksgiving week. I did it Thanksgiving. So going crazy out here.
All
right, fine.
All right, y'all be easy.
All right, peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Wow. All right, son.
Jordy, man.
All right, Tay.
All right,